Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday. I'm having an alright one. Kind of tired. A little tired. But I wanted to work on rituals. I stayed up way too late last night. Rewrote the course system again because I'm making a different method for each ritual. And I'm like, why am I doing this? So I kind of consolidated everything. So now to add a ritual, I just kind of fill in like the entry block, any reagents, quantities, what the final product is going to be. And it seems like it's going to be a heck of a lot easier now. Why am I in this world? Oh yeah. Oh, when I was doing the color balancing for the different types of wood. Oh, memories. Alright, let's go into the other world. Yerg! Feel that? Stayed up late doing my midterm project for my C# class last night. Kind of dragging today. Yeah, I stayed up until... And I don't stay up late these days anymore with my work schedule and personal schedule. I usually wake up at 5 in the morning or 4:30 sometimes. So I stayed up until past 1:30 last night. I am slugging it. Well, I ran yesterday, doing a couch to 5K thing. So, you know, running outside freaking sucks. And then this morning, you know, waking up at 5 in the morning after going to bed, like at the time I went to bed. And then I went to the gym and did more running and lifted weights. So I'm feeling it. I am slugging it right now. Yeah. But I wanted to keep going on this. Ah, man, I went into the same world, really? I hate when I do that. There we go. This is the one. Our creative world. I swear to God, these earbuds, it just shocked my ear again. I don't know why it's like shorting out. Hurts. It stings. All right. So I did some stuff last night. I did a lot of stuff last night. So for the rituals, there are just set rituals now. So there's going to be one method running each ritual, and it just takes from other methods to kind of compound this intricate well, it's basically I'm using a combination of maybe 8 methods to get rid of all the individual things like this, right? All the run-on, all the duplicates, you know, and this is just to like shatter a nexus, all of this. You know, so I've consolidated my code way down, and now it's even easier to, and I came up with more rituals too, as you can see, but it's even easier now because I can just do a quick check to see what the trigger block is that you, the combination of your trigger block and the, or trigger item stack, I should say, and the talisman that you have in. And then depending on that, I set up what the reagent should be, you know, the quantities, what the final product is, and then it just will run the base ritual. It works so much better now. So now, when I'm putting in rituals, I can just come into here and, you know, have at it. So for the creation rituals, you'll be able to create, of course, the rune stones, you know, for each tier. You'll be able to create individual crystals, and the crystal ritual has changed. So let's put down, so this is going to be a ritual of creation. Oh yeah, I made it to where you have to use the right mana torches now. So if I do something like this, what am I getting rid of here? We'll get rid of that. So let's pop these in, right? So this is going to be a creation ritual, and I put down something like this. It will actually, it only requires light mana torches. That's what it requires. You can't use the other kind of mana torches. So I can now show you, like, hey, it's a specific torch. So the creation rituals are going to take light torches. Destruction will take the dark torches. Augmentation rituals will take neutral torches. And then summoning, it's going to look at the torch type and the effigy that I end up making to summon whatever the creature is going to be. But it's going to be a combination of, you know, this stuff too. So, yeah, yay! And I did something awesome. So I'm going to draw the right rune here. We're going to do the creation. Here, we'll use the stencil. There we go. Yay, stencils! And this stays up as long as you stay sneaking. You just have to look at this once. There we go, pattern's complete. All right, so I'm gonna save this. And now what I could do is come up to here and I can set debug mode to true. It will still require you to put down the right runes and throw the right items, but it doesn't consume it anymore. So I don't have to keep drawing out the same recipes. Like, I already confirmed that that part of the ritual's working. So now I could just mass produce, right? Just keep firing, you know, swapping out an item, firing transmutation. So let's try to create the lesser runestone. Right, so I'll put that in. It takes 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast transmutation. Boop. See, it did it, but it didn't consume the items and it didn't consume the runes now because I'm in debug mode. But it will still trigger the particles and complete the ritual. So yay! Time save! So that's great that that is working. I added a creation ritual. So let's see, what do we got? You can create the runestones. Oh, that's right. I also changed the what it takes to create the crystals as well. So in order to create a crystal, like if you want a fire, you just put a fire crystal in, and then you'll throw out 4. Cast transmutation. Oop. And that's how you're gonna do this. So you no longer need the temporal fragments to make all these crystals. So I think that is freaking awesome. Oop. And it's the same thing too, right? So to upgrade this, I'd have to be a certain tier. I would throw out 1, 2, 3, 4. Cast transmutation. It would normally consume everything. And then bam, I got the next stage of crystal. And all the blue particles kind of spawn because technically, like, it is blue. You know, that I tried to match the colors. Oop. And I also did something else. Let me pull up. So there's a ritual of I'm not sure what I'm gonna call it, but basically you could take gravel, any kind of gravel here. So we'll take chert. Whoops. You pop that in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it can convert gravel into dirt. And then what you can do is you can continue to convert this up. So that's the tier 1, so you can get low fertility. If you put that back in... Oh, I gotta put the right stuff here. Let's just grab 4 of those. 4 of those, and 4 of those. Right, so throw those out. So that should have made the medium, which it did. Pop that back in, so this would be the tier 3 version. The debug mode is so great. Right, so we got that nice high fertility. And then tier 4 mages can pop this in. Throw those out. And they can get Terra Preta. Oh, as soon as I get rid of those. Interesting. So the Terra Preta is broken. Soil compost none. Let's take a look here. This is what these tests are for. Soil compost none. All right, so it should have triggered this. Oh, that's why. Celestial. 'Cause, 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 'c There we go. Now I can just put this in. Hey, Blurry! Oh, wait, I gotta throw the, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotta throw these back out. Enable British accent. Not here. I don't think so. Not round these parts. I think I'm missing something here. Arcanus, Celestial. Arcanus, 4 of them. Let's take a look at Terra Preta. Should have it over here. Soil-high. Soil-compost-normal. Game, soil-high-none is what I want. Soil-compost. Yep. Weird, it's not working. Oh wait, did I save and fireball it in? I may not have. Again, I am a little tired. How you doing today, kind sir? I'm pretty good. I'm pretty tired, but I'm pretty good. I got time to work on this. Oh, I already threw some down. There we go. Okay, I didn't fireball it in. So you can make Terra Preta now. So, that's great. Pick those back up. Num 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 num. The debug mode is so much better now. I put in a bunch of destruction rituals, so we just kind of skimmed through these. I'm going to assume, like, all the other elements work. Let's look at... Oh, and I made it to where you can create things. So basically, like, storage vessels. So if you're tier 4, and you get one of the regular fired storage vessels, you can pop it in. You'll throw out the requirements... Boop. And it will summon a random vessel. So this one I got was Beehive. And if you want to, you could pop it back in and it will just convert it into another one. So this one I got was Loam. So you can actually get these. It also works for... What are they? Planters. So I could pop a planter in. I think it's going to require this. Tier 3 mages can do this. So I converted that planter into a ash forest. And you can also do it with flower pots. I think the flower pots are going to be tier 2 mages. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, is it because it sees... I may have to look at my code. It may be because it sees other things. Let's take a quick look. You know what? I think I shifted that and I didn't update it. So for the flower pot, yeah, lesser. This should be greater. Save. Fireball. Let me throw these back out. I want to make sure that it will take, or at least detect. Yep. And it looks like we turned that flower pot into a Celadon. So again, right, more nifty things you can do is like a little... Oh, love that vessel planter system, yeah. The soil conversion's great. Utility ritual, give the alternative to randomly finding patches of good soil around the world. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because there's some places where, you know, especially when you just have like the world that I recently played in spawned me right in the middle of like a gravel pit, and it was a pain in the butt to just, you know, get soil. So it would have been nice to have a ritual to be able to just convert gravel into, you know, farming soil. So it looks like all of that worked. What did I just press? There we go. Let's do some destruction rituals. Destruction. I haven't tested any of the destruction rituals. We can try the firewood destruction ritual because I'm not sure how that is going to play out. So now that I'm done debugging here, let me set this to false. That way all the creation rituals will work. And we are going to set this to true so I can debug all of the destruction rituals without having to re-throw everything down. We're going to have to get rid of all of this. Boop, boop. Let's change out the runes. And let's pop some firewood in. All right, what are we going to need? Oh, I got to change out these torches because they need to be dark torches for destruction. Boop, 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 boop. Bum, 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 bum. All right, what do we need? No, I'm drowning. This used to give me anxiety as a kid. Oh my god, I'm gonna drown! You hold your breath while it's going on. I'll outlast you, Sonic. All right, what does this need? I think I could just do the best ritual by throwing 4 of those out. Okay, so technically this should make charcoal. And it did. And it's a random amount of charcoal. So it made 20 charcoal from that stack. We should do a test. I don't know how much charcoal you get on average by burning, you know, wood in a pit. Let's do that. Yeah. Would be really cool if destruction on firewood is done. It leaves charcoal piles where runes are. That's a lot more work. Like this kind of thing, it helps me push a lot of things out. Eventually it would be neat to maybe, I don't know, I was thinking because there are more states of the magic runes, I just have them hidden from everyone. So I could do some tricky things, but for now, nah. You know, it just puts your charcoal right on top of the altar. I gotta play games too, you know? I want to play too. Okay, let's get firewood. Aged firewood? No, here we go. What am I looking for? Want some soil. I need grass. Get rid of some of this stuff. I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. I do need this. Kind of make it look a little nice. Make a little ramp up to it. And day class A. I'm trying to remember how to do this. It's been so long. Don't you like do it on top? Let me just cast transmutation to turn it into a cold. There we go. Oh, wait, no. I remember now. It's grass. Let's get a little more firewood. There we go. And don't you light it on fire? Torch. Where's my torch? Here we go. Mana torch will do. Average charcoal is... There we go. Black smoke. Average charcoal per firewood block stack is 4.5. Yeah, I can't do that with the fire pit. Yeah, I fixed it. Okay, so if it's 4 to 5 charcoal per, like, 32... Man, this ritual's kind of OP then. This ritual So the way the ritual of destruction works for this is depending on the tier that you are and the reagents that you decide to throw out, it's going to have a better amount that you get. So for instance, if you're tier 1, see right now I have it set at 4 to 8. I think that's too generous. It probably should be 2 to 4. Because you're getting rid of the whole time factor, and you can mass produce this stuff through rituals. Oh, yeah, I've done that once before too. That's why when I cast transmutation, I'm like, no, I can't do that. So I think this should be 2 to 4, and then I can make it better here. So this would be 4 to 8. I'm drowning again. 4, 8. So this would be 12 to... Huh. Something ain't working out quite right in this brain of mine. Let's take a look. 2 to 4. Yeah. So this would be 4, 8, 12. That's better. And 16. So 2, 4, 6. So this should be 8. And this should be 6. There we go. And then we got 4 and 8. Perfect. So it's going to give you a little less to a little more. But the higher you are, though, the better that conversion gets. So if you're a tier 4 mage, you're using higher reagents anyways. You're using the Celestial Arcanus. You can get 20 to 40 of these, of charcoal. So I can do this. Let's throw out that in. So I did the tier 4 version of it. I got 16, which is... Actually, that's at the higher end. Yeah, you get 8 to 16. I don't know what 20 to 40. That's the wrong thing. So that ritual works. Awesome. So we can now get charcoal. Let me minimize all of these. And minimize that. Okay, and then we have a couple other destruction rituals. One of them is for the elemental crystals. We should be able to shatter the crystals into temporal fragments. So this is part of like the new way you can convert some of these raw ingredients. So let's get a big crystal. You know what? Let's use gravity. I've been using fire a lot. Oop. Put a gravity crystal in. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we shattered that. We just got 25 temporal fragments. Oop. So that's working out pretty well. But of course you could do that with every crystal. Oh, in the rift system. So I decided to, depending on your level, it scales better. So if you do just the entry level tier 1 version, we're going to shatter a nexus. Right, pop this in. Boom. So it's going to spawn a pretty weak portal. You know, pretty weak rift. Let me zoom ahead. There should be going out. You know what? I'm just going to log out and log back in. Right, so you saw the general size there. That size, I believe it is only 2 spaces from the middle. So out 2 is it's a very minor rift. But if you do the better version of it, the tier 4 version, let's get another Nexus, pop that in. Come on. It's so weird how it takes a little bit sometimes. If I look away, look back. Could be a big portal. Freaking creative world. Like, it's there. I see the particles. Alright, you know what? We're gonna go into the other world. A world that has temporal stability. Oop. I gotta set up my Nintendo Switch. Alright. Whoops. There we go. Throw that over. Alright, we're gonna do our destruction ritual here. Because this is good to see anyways, you know, the effect. The effective range. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, let's get rid of this because it's the old one. I need some destruction. Oop. Did not mean to pull that out of creative. Equilibrium 3, a grimoire. Right into the abyss. Alright, let's draw some runes. Alright, we should be good to go. Let me get a couple Nexus again. 1, 2, whoops. Pop this in. Alright, so get rid of all of these. Get my staff. So again, this will be the difference between the 2 tiers. This is going to be the lower version. Actually, it looks a little bigger. I should check my math. So it should be 1, 2... Nah, this is definitely a bigger version of it. Let me take a quick look at the math here. So the destruction ritual, this is the one we just triggered, unless I screwed it up here. Nope, so that's tier 2, so that's the greater. Tier 3 is the superior. Tier 4 is the celestial. No, that looks right. So let's look at this. Oh shit, I started off at a 4? Whoa, that's already a huge rift. Let's do a 2. Right, let's do a 2. You know what? I'm going to statically set these. Let's do... So this would be the difference between a 2 and an 8. You know what? I actually kind of like that. So yeah, we'll reduce it. Fireball it in. I may put custom values in there. I'm not sure. Yeah, because that right there was a 4. So it should be 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, right here, it's not as bad. Because it's a circle. But if I go to right here, yeah, I'm within it. I think if we reload, these rifts are actually client side. There's not really anything that happens server side. Oh, come on, really? There we go. And we got rid of that rift with a quick reload. Alright, so let's see what it would really be now. 3, 4. Just throw those out. Boom. Oh my god, I hate when it does that. And then the rift will randomly, like, render and pop up. Hey, my maximum mana increased. Woohoo! I'm affected by a rift right here. I just can't see it. There it is. Right, so that's the standard size that everyone would be kind of used to. Hey, Beanie! Right, standard size. So let's see what it's going to be like with the Tier 4 version. Technically, it should reach out 8 spaces. You know, I'm going to put a custom value in for it. So let's do float size, or I should say rift, or adjusted size equals, and I will say 1. And I'll say if altering is, I'll say greater than or equal to 4. We'll do a nested if statement for this. Yeah, so 4, 3, 2. I don't have to have a 1 value because I'm just going to set that at 1. That, I think it's going to scale better. Copy this, paste, paste, paste. So the biggest size, so if it's multiplied by 2, I will make this rift size of 8. So then it will be 16 blocks. The idea behind the shattering of the rift, or of the nexus and creating a rift, is because you can force rift blooms to bloom where you want because you're not at the mercy of RNG anymore. You'll be able to get the impure crystals this way. You'll be able to trigger up any level ups. And you can also get your temporal stability lower to be able to learn new spells. And it also, when you have rifts that are planted, this will actually, having that range will help out a lot because the rifts will grow faster when they're under the influence, or the rift blooms will grow faster when there's a rift around. So shattering a nexus is actually a really good tool that I don't think a lot of people realize, like the, you know, all the, how much easier it makes, you know, some of your collecting. It's more dangerous, of course, because of monsters and stuff can come out of it, but just pray to RNGesus. There we go. I think that'll be pretty good. All right, let's do it. Save. Let's copy the adjusted size. We're going to put this right here. You know what? I am going to put one more if statement. It's redundant, but it makes me happy. A little OCD there. Hey, look, and it disappeared. Let's throw those right off the side. We'll get a couple more. Now we'll shatter, and we'll see what the real difference is with our adjusted values. So this is going to be a little wimpy rift. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you notice I'm not changing anything else. I'm tier 1 right now. I'm going to have to make myself tier 4. Let me make myself a tier 4 mage. Ascend. Boop. There we go. Magic, baby. So I shatter it. I really like how I create the item and set it on top of the altar. Right, so this is a little wimpy rift. You know, nothing crazy. I'm actually kind of close to it here, and it's not affecting me. Let's reload the world. So that was just as a tier 1 caster. Let's do it under the effects of a tier 4 ritual now. Boo 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 boo. Stop that. Whoops. All right, let's take out the good stuff. I'm under the effects of the rift right now. There we go. So it's going to be 16 blocks out. Or it should be 16. Damn, this is a strong rift. Holy shnikes. I wonder how big it's going to be when the game catches up with the size. Yeah, look at that. So you can make a mega rift now. It's a portal. We're getting dimensions, everyone. Can walk right through it. But not really. Can I go right here? Nope. And this far out. So imagine putting that in the middle of a field, right? A field of your rift blooms. There we go. And then just creating a huge portal and just accelerating the growth rate of all of those rift blooms. Because it cuts it in, I think it actually cuts it in either half or a fourth of the time. No, you know what? I think it is half, and I reduced the time it takes for the rift bloom cycles. You know, each stage of its life. So yeah, that's cool. I like that. I like a mega rift. So that is working pretty darn well. So what did we test here? We can create, we could turn firewood into charcoal. I shattered the crystal to get temporal fragments. And we spawned the rift. We have to do the ritual of gear shattering, which I think I'm only going to keep as a tier 2. I think I'm only going to do tier 2. Or was it tier 3? Which one? Shit, was it tier 4? Did I delete that ritual? I may have just deleted it. Uh-oh. Yep, crap. Okay. At what level should you be able to shatter rusty gears? I'm thinking tier 2 should be when you can shatter rusty gears. It's a little easy with tier 1. You don't really need a lot of temporal fragments in the beginning. Like in the grand scheme of like needing temporal fragments, with all the changes that I made, they're kind of easier to come by now. So tier 2 should be when that bonus comes in. So let's make a new ritual. Oh, did I have it here? Okay, I have it right here. I didn't delete it. Oh, thank God. I was going to be really upset at myself. Come on, Vice. Get it together. Yeah, so basically I do the check to make sure that there are rusty gears available. This is going to have to be greater. Oh, and I need to rebalance what it takes to create the Arcanus as well. It's a little top heavy creating the Arcanus gems. So I'm going to reduce the amount of temporal fragments that's needed. Ritual of Gear Shattering is kind of a core mechanic. Not to be able to do it at tier 1, but maybe output should scale with ritual mana. I could do that. Yeah, similar to the fire to charcoal. I could do that. Kind of makes it a bonus to leveling up, right? Because you just become more efficient. So yeah, why don't we do that then? So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to cut this out. I'm going to paste it here. I'm going to minimize this so I can preserve it. Hi, what are you making? I am working on the magic mod. We are working on rituals right now. So we're working on specifically destruction rituals. We're going to be working on, well, it's going to be the ritual of the rusty gear shattering. So let's reload to get rid of that rift. Kind of set everything back to default. Okay, so this should be debug. Oh, come on, really? I hate that it does that. Just if I'm flying, just make me fly, you know? Hey, Zeros, thank you for the follow. That altar gave me ViesCraft vibes and I love it. Yeah, this altar has seen so much, so many things. So you put talismans in it. And then depending on the talisman, you would put down your runes and whatever the pattern is. Yeah, and then you cast your spell to complete it. Oop. This should be debug. Debug mode, that's what I called it. So I want to inherit from debug mode. And then in here... So now I have to make a decision with Rusty Gear Shattering. I think you should be able to shatter 5 gears at a time. Not up to 5, but a static 5 gears. What do you think, Jurg? Because it's kind of hard to do fractionals, right? Do you get 1 or 2, right? If there's just 1, that right there. I mean, just continuously just do the lesser, right? Because you'll have a better RNG. Hey, hope you're doing well. It's always nice to watch you develop this mod. Do you happen to know if the current version is working on 1.19? I could tell you right now, 100% it is not. 110%. It's funny, every time I open up the game, I'm like, are we on 1.3? Yep, there it is. Are we on 1.4? You know, I'm not in a hurry to get to 1.19. I will probably wait until next weekend to even look at it, because by then I should have the next quality of life update with all of the new altars, all the new rituals. We'll have all new the armor rebalancing, item stack rebalancing. You know, there's a lot of quality of life stuff that I have right now, so I want to push that out. And then while I'm waiting for feedback, I may look into 1.19. There's nothing I really want in 1.19. There's literally no mechanics that have been added that I was like, ooh, you know, like this is awesome. Honestly, I kind of hate the update. Like, it feels like all the time, right? I'm like, it's wasted time. But yeah. So I'm thinking for the gear shattering, let's get rusty gears. Rusty. Let's just get 1,000. So weird. Sometimes, like, there we go. Sometimes you can pull out just a stack, other times you can't. Yeah, using a constant amount of gears as a requirement makes the efficiency of each successful tier more evident. Yeah, but I'm also going to be rebalancing... not guidebook. Let's do... Arcanus. There we go. Right, so this right here where you need 4 temporal fragments, that's probably going to be cut down into 2. Oh, there's another creation ritual that I made as well. I think it was the creation ritual. We're going to test it before going any further. Unless I dreamt it and I didn't make it. Which, I don't know, could be a possibility. It would be a tier 1 thing. Shoot. I don't have it here. We're going to make one more ritual. I could have swore I put this ritual in. I call shenanigans. I want to turn flint into obsidian. I want a creation level 1 ritual to turn flint into obsidian. It was just underwhelming, I agree. but I couldn't resist upgrading. See, I was forced to upgrade with my, well, now ex server hosting provider. Never going back to them. And they got me last update too. But they don't give you an option to like just stay. It's just like, well, 1.19's available. Oh, server's not going to work anymore. I hate it. Unless I dreamt it and didn't actually make it. Yeah. There are times that I go to bed and like as I'm laying there and I'm like, oh, I could do this, and I'll pull up my phone. I got a text document on my phone, right? And I'll just start typing away. Yeah, ritual should consume. So yeah, we're gonna create a ritual that will convert flint into obsidian. Attempt to create obsidian. So I need to look at game, and this is how easy it is now for me to add things with the whole rewrite. I can just put in something like flint, right? So game flint is just the regular flint stone. And then I can say, okay, you know, let it take like lesser arcanus. I'm going to change this up. I'm going to nerf making lesser arcanus. And then I will see if maybe instead of that, it could be like temporal fragments or something else. So don't worry, this is just a placeholder. It's not going to be that expensive, IRL. So instead of get block, it's going to be get item. And I believe it's just stone dash obsidian. There we go. Create a new ritual. Let's test it out. I'm going to have to get rid of all this. Boop, 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 boop. It's flint. All right, let's change this out. Let's get some creation talismans or alteration talismans. Boop. Let's get some flint. Good old-fashioned flint. There we go. I'll put a couple in. Boop. All right. Where do we need things? I'm going to need light mana torches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, let's stencil it out. Boop, boop. I've made this so many times. I don't need the stencil, but I think I put all the work in. There we go. Ritual's complete. So now I should be able to... Oh, wait, I forgot the reagents. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. There we go. So it consumed everything because I'm not in debug mode. And look at that. We got obsidian up top. How many pieces? Oh, it's just one piece. Good. Okay, so it's a 1-for-1 conversion. Should I make that a little more favorable? I don't know. Do you think that's fair? I like bisect hosting. For that, you can always choose what version. Really? I will take a look at them. Let me copy and paste that out. Yeah, I was using a G portal, and I'm just sick of it. Like, you know, cost. I don't really. In a way, it's like, yeah, I care how much it costs, but in another way, I don't care if it's like a couple dollars more expensive. Not only that, trying to get the G portal one when you're making a new server. Oates would attest to this because he was on Discord with me when we were trying to get things going. There were times when it would build the game world, right? And then it would leave out like 80% of the files, and then the game just wouldn't load. Like temporal stability was just absent. You know, like it was a screwed up game world. So I had to like delete everything, reload back in. Oh, looks like it kept some of the files. Finally, we got something working. It was a pain in the butt. Bisect hosting. A long time ago when I ran Minecraft servers, I used to use like, I think it was like Killer Bees Gaming for server hosting. That dude was pretty spot on. Like, hey, you doing vintage story? Nudge, nudge, hint, hint. I don't know. So do we think that's good? One obsidian for, or one flint into one obsidian? Think that's a good ritual? Should it be 2 flint for 1 obsidian? Should it be a 1, you know, 1 flint to 2 obsidian? Oh yeah, I also got bad experience with G-Portal. Yeah, I'm sick of G-Portal now. I'm like, you know what? Just cancel my shit. I'm done with you. Dunzo. You're out of here. I think the fact that everyone is so speechless right now, and they're like, oh, he just turned flint into obsidian. It's like water into wine. I think I'm gonna leave it as a 1-for-1. So yeah, there we go. All right, what was I working on now? Now that we just created that. Destruction rituals. That's right. That's right. We were working on the destruction ritual for shattering the rusty gears. That's what it was. So this little one right here. So this should be lesser. Rusty gear. So I'm thinking that you need to have 5 rusty gears in order to shatter them. And the way I'm going to enforce that is this way. I'm going to say game mod ID. So you're going to have 1 rusty gear inside. And then you're going to have to throw 4 rusty gears out to make the 5. So it's going to be the same way you make the crystals. You'll have like 1 elemental fragment of fire in, and then you throw the other 4, and it's a combination of those 5 that makes the block version for your rituals. 1-to-1 flint to obsidian works out pretty well. In a lot of ways, obsidian stone's usage is fairly limited. Mostly for good grindstones. Yeah, you know, and the funny thing, the reason why I wanted to put that in is because the past 3 worlds that I've been in, I haven't found a single piece of obsidian. Not a single piece. And I'm like, you know what? I'm sick of this. Because I do want to use obsidian more in some of my stuff, because I like obsidian. You know, it's one of my favorite blocks. How expensive are those torches? Because I can't see that ritual as being too useful. Those torches are pretty easy to get. This is how hard it is to get the torches here. You create either, if you want neutral, just a nexus, turn it into a light nexus or a dark nexus. So let's just put this over here. I'll put it right there. All right. And because this is a light nexus and it's daytime, it's passively just going to collect points. You go off and play and do your thing. Eventually, you'll get a torch. It could be a lit or unlit torch. So we'll just get an extinguished one. You put it in, and it takes 25 essence to make a torch. And you can stack these too. Like if I wanted to, I could do... Because this is the weakest version of this. Here we go. Let's widen this a little bit more. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. Boop. Right, so if I do the runes around it, that's the 1 upgrade. Right, so instead of 250, it's now 1,000. Let's create some pillars. We'll just use dirt for the pillars. And this depends on where you are. If you use the best option you can, it's going to be the runestone toppers. Boop, 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 boop. That's going to jump it to 5,000. Now I can go off and play, stack a bunch of torches in. I can mass produce these pretty easily because they're really cheap to make. And I can get a bunch of torches. You know, can you find sticks? Can you make torches? And what you can do to save a penny. So let's get some torches here. Let's get some lit torches. There we go. Bunch of lit torches. We'll put a couple on the wall, a couple there, right? You got lit torches. Let's burn them out, skip a couple days. Yep, these should start burning out. Normally, you're screwed with these, right? Like, oh no, what are you gonna do? Well, now, wow, what is that torch, huh? Skip one more time. You gonna burn out, buddy? There we go. The freaking Hercules of torches. So I can cast transmutation and I can revive all the burnt out torches. So you don't have to like just get nothing back. You could do that and then break them, right? And pick them back up. So you can recycle your torches. Right? And I can put lit torches in here too, and it would do the same conversion. No! I wasn't admin! Where'd I die? It got me! Ah, there's my stuff. Yeah. Let's pick out a different staff. You know, this staff has been unlucky. Let's pull out... I want a... Give me the... There we go. I'll use a couple here. Where's the black? There we go. I want the Black Reaper staff. There we go. Oh yeah, I died, so I need more mana. Oop. There we go. Admin tools. Sweet. Torch relighting is nice. Yeah. I had to add that. And if anyone else has any ideas for transmutation, like transmutation's a really cool spell. Even saplings. Right, so I can get a oh god, what's a common one? Pine. Freaking pine grows like weeds. Right? You can cast transmutation on saplings before they grow, and you can get random things. Like we got a couple bamboo, acacia, we got a kapok and a larch. All right, so you can find things. Oh, crimson maple, one of my favorite. Yeah, larch, brown bamboo, oak. You know, so transmutation's definitely useful. A lot of little things you can do. I like obsidian too. Not G portal or bicep. Oh, hold on, I missed something here. I mean, blink blink. I am part of hosting company. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't know. Send me the information, Blurry, because I am on the prowl for a new server hoster. All right, so I answered that question. I like obsidian too. A lot of basic recipes for it don't even exist in vanilla. We'll love to see some obsidian brick blocks and obsidian road blocks. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. For sure. And you know, and that's the thing too. If I look at a mod or look at the mods in general and I don't see a cool looking block, I usually add that stuff. You know, like for instance, the new block coming in the new update's going to be Mage Weave. And really it's because Mage Weave is just like a new just thing in general. So you'll have, you know, different Mage Weave patterns here. So you can like decorate a little more. Got the diamond version. And then just the straight up rug. So you got your magic rugs. Love me some transmutate. Yep. Grew a bunch of ebony and purple heart pine saplings using growth. Right? And that's the fun of it too. Now there are going to be, of course, negatives, especially when I bring in the elemental system. And the elemental monsters. If you have magic unlocked, they're going to aggro you. You know, so it's going to make the world more dangerous. When you become a like a fire mage or a gravity mage or whatever you specialize in, you know, it's going to change gameplay for you as well. But you know, and then those people who do not have magic unlocked, you know, they're gonna have an easier time. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to balance it. I'm thinking about multiplayer servers. And this should be right at the cusp of starting to produce torches. I really like how I did the particles here. Kind of adding the hues of, like, you know, the light reflecting. You know, it was nice. Then, not to toot my own horn, but totally. All right, what are we doing here? Oh, the rituals. That's right. I wanted to change this out. I think I'm gonna have to just get rid of some of this here. Oop. Go. That's good enough. Actually, let's do that. There we go. Throw that sapling away. All right, let's pop a bunch of rusty gears in here. I'm going to need the light torches. I'm going to need... Where's my magic chalk? I must have thrown it out. Magic chalk. 2, 3, 4. Let's do this stencil. Boop, 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 boop. Go. And it is complete. All right, let's see it in action. Oh, I forgot to put the blocks here. There we go. Nothing happened. Nothing. Why did nothing happen? Ritual of destruction. Wait a minute. Did I set debug mode on first? Yes, debug mode is true. Did I save and fireball it in? Probably not. You know, working. Oh, because you throw rusty gears out. Oh, man. Vice, come on. So it just requires one in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what it is. Oop. Still did not trigger anything. Shallow and pedantic. Oh, I can change all of this first of all. Let's copy these out. Paste these. We'll do int. I'll get rid of these. Okay, rusty gear. So I'm looking for a rusty gear. It should hop into here. I need to create a new item stack. Item. Oh, yep. No, that's right. Item. Temporal fragment with the amount. And then we go into the Ritual of Destruction. This is going to be the tier 1 version. Yep. So all of that should be right. Yet it is not working. What am I missing? Oh, because I'm doing a Ritual of Creation. This is Ritual of Destruction. Oh, man. My very wise grandma once told me, no one does not toot one's horn occasionally. One finds that one's horn is not often tooted. Yeah. I like that. Well, off I go. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Thanks for stopping by. We'll just be plugging away here. I can't believe I made the wrong ritual. Ritual of Creation. Oh. That's probably gonna get people. And you know, the funny thing is, I made a bunch of triggers too, right? So when you have the talisman in, right? So Ritual of Destruction when you hover over it, right? Ritual Altar Invocation. Like I have all these like little subtle cues, and I just completely ignored all of them. All right, let's clean this up. Throw that, and that. I've been streaming for about an hour. All right. So let's pop this down. I'm gonna have to change out my torches. Whoops. Whoops. Need some dark torches. Here we go. Whoops. One too many. All right. So let me throw out 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, there we go. Destruction ritual. How many fragments did I get? 6. I got 6 fragments there. Okay, now is when I get to dial this in a little bit. So, when you're a tier 1 mage, how many fragments should you get? And you're sacrificing 5 of these things. I think maybe it would be easier to start from the top and work my way down. So let's start at a tier 4. You are a tier 4 mega mage. Everyone loves you. They require your services all the time. And then you do this ritual. Ritual of gear shattering. What ratios do you get temporal gears at? I guess to answer this question, we probably should finally nerf the recipes for the Arcanus. So let's take a look at the recipes here. So, taking 4 temporal fragments to create 1 lesser Arcanus. So you take 4 fragments. That's too much. That's too much. Why don't I cut that down to 2? So it's going to take 2 Rusty Dust and 2 Temporal Fragments to make a lesser Arcanus. Everyone agree? That sounds, you know, good. Yes, Vice. Sounds so great. Where are my recipes? There we go. I'm looking, I'm like, I don't see my dang recipes. All right, Arcanus. Here we go. So let's just make this 2. So for this, so the idea is you kind of pay for, so like your lesser Arcanus you would use. Because the reason why I wanted to use like the lesser to create a greater is so that when you come up to like the next tier in your magic, you don't have all of these useless stones that you can no longer make use of, right? You can then start converting the mass amount that you've accumulated into the next stage of Arcanus. You'll get less, right? The idea is I wanted to have it as like a factor of 2. So that being the case, why don't I... Let's reduce this by 2 as well. So instead of 4 temporal fragments, I think I'm just going to make it 2 across the board. And now I'm thinking... Let's make this height of 2. Let's do XTX. I'm going to make this 1. All right, I think this is going to look better. 1.19 mechanic you could play with is using transmutation on deer goats to make their antlers grow. I see what you mean with that. I really think the deer antlers... I grew up in redneck country. You know, like going to school, like people, it was like a freaking holiday when it was hunting season. I don't like to hunt. I don't like to be outside in the cold, sitting in a rickety stand that you built out of plywood. You know what I mean? Just like, I'm camping out with my bow or my gun. I don't do that. So the fact that this is like, I feel like I just don't care for like deer antlers. My aunt and uncle had, you know, this like deer head. They had like the deer antlers, all the points and everything. And I just look at it and I'm like, ew. What the hell are you putting this shit on your wall for? And the taxidermist, whoever did the deer head, I don't know if they were being ironic, but the deer almost looked like it was like, like, it's like the goofiest thing. I'm like, man, what a way to go out. If anyone mounts my head on a wall, I hope they at least get my dignified face, you know? Not have me like one eyelid higher than the other, like it's terrible. So I don't know if I'll ever do like anything with the deer antlers. It's just like the butterflies, right? Like I could technically have transmutation effect and create like a new butterfly or something, but honestly the butterfly mechanics are kind of stupid too. I've never once thought in this game, I should catch some butterflies and get that pin. Let me see here. Butterfly, let's look at all the different variations of butterfly. Some of these I can't even really tell the difference of because they're so small, you know. What are the difference between these two? Oh, I see the little indent like in the wing towards the tip is a tiny bit darker than this one. By just a little bit. That's the only difference. Most of the time what I see in this game is like fucking butterflies are stuck in water again. You know, like, oh, these butterflies are no longer flying. That's what I see. Oh man. I really don't like this new update, huh? I'm just ripping it a new one. I should trim down those particles. Oh, wait. The whole point of this wasn't to do the ritual like I just did. It was to look at the Arcanus. So this is going to be the new recipe now. So it's going to cost two more Rusty Dust. Rusty Dust is something that, especially with transmutation, when you get some Rift Blooms, like, I get too much of it now. So using a couple extra Rusty Dust to sacrifice, right, so you don't have to use as many temporal fragments, I think that's pretty damn good. So that's better. And then with this, basically you're just adding another 2 on top of your crystal. And then the same amount of Rusty Dust. And that's the same pattern all the way throughout, right to the Celestial. So by the time this is done, this would be 2, 4, 6, 8. So it would be pretty much each Celestial Arcanus is the equivalent of 8 temporal fragments. Which, with all the shattering stuff you can do, I mean, you get 8 fragments pretty darn quickly. So keeping that in mind, that it's now going to take 2 per tier, you're going to sacrifice 5 Rusty Gears. So I think your random number here probably should be between 5 and 10 for the tier 1. Because I think 8 would be like the middle ground where you would maybe break even. Although not even, because you're not even using any Arcanus. You're using all Rusty Gears. So this should be a little lower. This really should be like a 2 to 4 scenario. Because I know in our server, I mean, God, I had like what, 30 to 40 rusty gears, and I was still tier 1 little baby. What, like maybe 18, 19 mana. The elemental fragments were the more annoying thing. Like I was killing drifters left and right with spears and getting a bunch of fragment drops. So I didn't even have to do any gear shattering. I just had all the fragments that I needed. So I'm thinking 2 to 4 would be good. Thinking. Yeah, I think 2 to 4 would be good. And if people want to see it higher, you know, just give me a good reason. And I shall consider it. Alright, so that's going to be the tier 1 version. Oh, wait, we're on tier 4. Oh, I just scaled it for tier 1. Whoops. Attempt to destroy. So let's paste that in. Here we go. Let's delete that. Okay, so tier 1. 2 to 4 temporal fragments. I say that's good. Minimize, minimize. The tier 2 destruction ritual, you will have the same. Delete that, paste. Okay, so you'll have the same cost, but I'm just going to double it. So this is going to be a 4 to 8. Oop. Oh, wait. And I will give you the appropriate experience for it as well. Paste. This is the tier 3 version. This will be 6 to 12. And now the tier... Wait a minute. Did it wrong. Man, I'm freaking tired. 2 to 4. And then this one should be 4 to 8. And then this, let's minimize. Ritual of Destruction. All right, paste that in. So this is the tier 3 version. This would be 6 to 12. Which means this top one, this is the tier 4 version. This would be 8 to 16. Yay! Yeah, so this should be 2. And then this should be 1. There we go. All right, so now the gear shattering scales with your magic tier. Same reagents. In my experience, gear shattering was the way to get temporal fragment. Sure, the trickling amount of drifters drop was nice. A little extra doing exploration and combat, but when it comes time to do serious magic, performing dozens of rituals consecutively, it was almost always precluded. Yeah, I'd get as many rusty gears. Yeah. Well, see, you're also playing with, remember, I haven't had an update in a while, and this update is a pretty beefy one. And I just nerfed the required temporal fragments anyways, right? So I just efficiently cut the requirement in half across the board for the Arcanus. And also, there are other ways to get temporal fragments. Like, you can kill drifters. That's what I decided to do. You can also... Actually, it's not just drifters. If you kill any creature... Drifters just have a slightly higher chance of dropping a temporal fragment, but if you kill any creature with... that is using my elemental damage modifier, so if you create patches for, like... Kiptrix's fantasy creatures or the Rust Monsters mod or anything, and they use my elemental strengths or weaknesses, they will drop fragments. They will also drop temporal fragments. And in this update that I'm in now, there was a bug with the amount of temporal fragments that you could get through drops. So basically, the way the math worked, it was in favor of you going through elemental fragments first, separately, and you weren't, if you notice, you were never able to get 2 drops of the same. It was either you had a 1 in 4 chance of getting a temporal fragment, and if you got a temporal fragment, so if you use the element to force spawn that temporal fragment, so if I killed something with like a fire orb or something, it screwed my chance of getting any temporal fragments. It would just drop the elemental fragments instead. So I redid that math to where now it rolls separate checks, so you actually get the real amount of temporal fragments, and you're not, like, you know, held back. Not only that, with the new way of getting the rifts affecting loose stones and turning them into impure crystals, elemental crystals, you can shatter elemental crystals as well to do a straight conversion. So if I have like a bunch of poison and I don't want to be a poison mage at all, like that's not my aspiration, I can convert those things, all my poison fragments, into the crystals now without using temporal fragments, because I got rid of the temporal fragment requirement to make those crystals. So it's just straight up elemental fragments. You can shatter those into temporal fragments as well. So you will get a lot of temporal fragments now. And on top of that, I just nerfed it, you know, so maybe it was a little too heavy-handed. So yeah, but you're right. In the past, you could have also used synthesis to convert things into temporal fragments. You know, it was what it is. Synthesis is its own little bear. But yeah, I think it's going to be a lot better with all the balances and all the changes and stuff that I did, because that's what I'm trying to do right now, is the quality of life stuff. Oh man, so I think the creation rituals are pretty much done. Not done, but there's a lot of things that you can use with the creation. There are now a bunch of destruction rituals. There were not before. Now we have to go into augmentation. This is going to be things like the AoE growth, the AoE hydrate crops, you know, the AoE animal taming, things like that. That's going to be a little different. As you can see, I did try to do a mock version of it. This one's going to take it. We're not going to work on this now because I need to think things out a little bit more. You know, we could work on very basic stuff now. Because basically, I'm just going to come up to here, copy this. Where is... So I got destruction, I got summoning. Crap, do I not have an augmentation? That's weird. Hold on, I call shenanigans on that. Let me start deleting some of the stuff that I don't need anymore. Yeah, that's what it was. End region. Okay. So let me delete all of this. You know what? Actually, I'm going to hold on to that code. Instead, I'm going to close this, and then I'm just going to reopen this here. There we go. So I got my augmentation. There's my destruction. Okay, so I got all the stuff here. Sweet. Augmentation. So I'm going to paste this whole method in, and we're going to change only a couple things here. So this is going to be the Ritual of Augmentation. It's going to take in everything. It's still going to use stabilizers. It's still going to potentially use reagents. Yes, sir, if nothing else, the new changes provide even more options for obtaining basic materials and whatnot. And that's one of the aspects that I really appreciate about this mod, is the element of player choice that it provides. Yeah, thank you. Oh, and thank you very much for that follow. I am terrible with names, so Kadjeet. Thank you so much for that follow. Yeah, and that's the thing. Sometimes, like, when because I'm building this mod kind of based on what I want. You know, what I want to see in a Magic mod playing this game. And there are times when I'm okay with grinding. Like, I like the fact that I'm normally a clockmaker. Well, now I'm always a rust mage when I can be. But, you know, I'm weak. But I can still melee things to death. You know, so it's... You know, it's a fun challenge for me. So I'll go out at night and I'll just hunt, you know? But, you know, that's my choice. Or if I want to really just dive into Magic... You know, I have plenty of things I can do to, you know, kind of take the same journey, right? Same destination. All right, so let me finish this out here. So I'm still looking at the same stabilizing points. I'm still looking at the same items here. We're going to have to check for the new pattern, right? So this is augmentation, T-A-T-I-O-N. So we're going to check for the augmentation pattern. Let's get rid of this. Minimize that. I think I'm going to have to make a new final ritual effect. Unless, you know what I could do? I could just have a null item stack. So I could reuse this and just produce a null item stack, which would just disappear right away. Because augmentation isn't really going to be creating items. That's going to be more like affecting the world around you. This is how you're going to do like your mass fertilize for your garden, right? You'll put your fertilizer or compost in the middle, and then you'll use that as your catalyst to affect all the blocks within a certain range of your altar. I think this is going to be what a lot of people are gonna like, you know, these kind of rituals. So that being said, the Ritual of Augmentation. This is going to be a challenge to make. Luckily, I like challenges. Alright, so we're going to start off with the classic if statement. Here, I'm actually just going to copy and paste. There we go. Gear shattering. Copy that. And I'm going to delete that. Oop. So this is going to be attempt to... Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'll be a couple minutes here. I'm going to sign off then. Alright, I have to be an adult, everyone. Attempt to augment... the area... and cast growth. There we go. So I'm gonna come back to this because this is gonna be good. I'll probably be live streaming again in like another half an hour. So that being the case, let's raid someone. Who is playing Vintage Story? Which Vintage Story, who do we have? Someone new. Anyone playing with mods? Vintage Story RP server. Yeah, that's a little better. Finally continuing my adventure. Nah, I'm cool. Nairland RP. Alright. I don't think I've done this person. I don't think I've rated them. Looks like I'm not following them, so... Damn, it just showed up. Ah, Fritz. Fritz. Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, I'll probably get back on another half an hour. I just have to be an adult for a little bit. So I'm going to do exclamation raid. We're going to do /raid. And you missed so many things, Fritz. Actually, you kind of did. I've been showing the new ritual system stuff. It's been pretty darn good. I think the new system is so much better. And we're just starting the rituals of augmentation is what we're working on next. All the ritual of creation and rituals of destruction are all in working, and there's plenty of options. So yeah, and the first one we're going to be doing is the ritual of augmentation, the growth spell. Or either growth, hydrate crops, or fertilize, one of those. But either way, it'll be good. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Again, probably about half an hour, maybe less than that. Yeah, probably about half an hour. Had an idea for layout for charcoal? Oh, actually, we did. That is one of the rituals we did in this the live stream now. We have the ritual of destruction, charcoal, turning firewood into charcoal. So that is in, but I still would like to hear your idea. But I gotta go. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a wonderful day. If you don't come back, I will be back on, like I said, half an hour. Bye everyone.